Just reply for once, dear. Thank you so much. Zia, thank you. Anviti and Abhishek, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's get started here. So, today we will discuss some important points and important topics about Indian banking sector, and in which we will covering the topics about digital currency, related issues and way forward. As you all know, be knowing that recently in this year in our budget, our finance minister just gave a speech like we would introduce digital currency, like central bank digital currency, mean to say government backed digital currency in the Indian ecosystem. So this was you can say announcement there. And cashless economy, it is a very much important from the examination point of view, because India is moving towards the cashless economy, and there are still uncertainties are there. So we will be talking about the cashless economy, its importance and government initiative which have been taken so far. Privatization of public sector banks, we will be discussing about that. Prompt corrective action framework and the bank's recapitalization issue. As you must be knowing that in the last year we just revised this prompt corrective action, and which have been applied in the economy, which have been, you can say, started in the economy from the 1st of January 2022. And we will be talking about the bad banks concept, significance and the challenges, right? So many more to come, and many more to just you can say important things are there. So let's move on the discussion. Dear, firstly I just want to know about how much you know about digital currency, because it is in you can say it is a debatable issue in the India whether we should adopt the digital currency or not. Last in the 2020 Supreme Court has removed the ban on the use of cryptocurrencies in India, and still the government is very reluctant towards the use of the cryptocurrency. And just a couple of days ago, the Hindu has covered a topic about the cryptocurrencies and you can say its concepts, and the potential challenges are also there, right? So you can go through the article also. Many things are there. So I just want to ask you, what do you mean by, dear, cryptocurrency? What is the relevance of cryptocurrency, and what do you know about the cryptocurrency? Just if you have an idea, kindly share it too, and you can just switch on your mics also to answer it directly instead of writing text in the comment section. You can just switch on your mic and give me your answer directly, dear. No issues at all. What do you mean by cryptocurrency? Acha, you are unable to switch on mic. Okay. So kindly give permission to them. Cryptocurrency type of digital currency. But digital currency is all cryptocurrency, na? Based on blockchain technology. You are somewhat right, dear. What is the difference between a fiat currency and a cryptocurrency? As you are taking the class of mains, so I just consider you that you have well versed with all these topics. So that's why I'm asking you, difference between fiat currency and the cryptocurrency is what?
Sir, fiat currency doesn't backed by any physical asset like gold or silver.
Okay. Can you repeat your answer, dear? Can you repeat for once, Abhishek?
Sir, fiat currency doesn't backed by any of the physical asset.
The fiat, okay, doesn't back by any of the fiscal asset. Very nice, very nice. And difference between crypto and the fiat?
So that's I'm not sure.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, cryptocurrency is a digital currency which is solely based on this blockchain technology.
Okay. No issues. We will covering that, right? Chalo. So, you all be knowing about the fiat money, dear. I just tell you a story that when Bretton Woods Conference were organized in 1944 in the Bretton Woods, a system was made there. The system is known as what? Bretton Woods system of exchange rates, and in that system each and every country, मतलब most of the countries of the world had to link their currency, okay. Could I continue, sir? Okay. Had to link their currency to the US dollar instead of gold and silver. Right? Actually, US dollar used to drive its value from the gold and silver, and the countries had to link their currency to the US dollar, mean to say they had to represent their currency in US dollars. So, so this was the case, right? So the nature of the money changed after Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, when most of the countries linked their respective currencies to the US dollars. ठीक है, rather than gold and silver, मतलब instead of linking them to the commodities, they just link to the dollars. And when this system collapsed in 1971, actually America went off from this system, withdrawal this system. At that time, Richard Nixon was the president of America, and he just withdrawn the system, in which this US went off from the gold standard, and all currencies essentially become fiat monies. All currencies essentially became fiat monies. As you know that it is very much clear that when there is no any underlying asset, mean to say if your currency is there, that's a common problem in the, you can say, the today's article in the Economic Times. You can see that RBI has said in the financial stability report, which came yesterday, which was released by RBI yesterday, in which RBI clearly mentioned is that the running of cryptocurrency is based on belief making system only. There is no any underlying asset, so there is always a speculation in the cryptocurrencies market, which may negatively affect the economies of the world, right? So whenever you have any currency, there must be some underlying asset, otherwise you won't be able to believe on the system. And that's why you can say that America replaced, or you can say this system, withdrawn this system, Bretton Woods system, and now a time came when each and every currency used to be, you can say, backed by government guarantee. And when the currencies used to be guaranteed by the governments, then concept came like fiat money. ठीक है, गवर्नमेंट गारंटी जब यहां पर हुई तो दैट इशू टर्म रेदर देन फॉर्म ऑफ कमोडिटीज. ठीक है, तो हैज द ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम इज decided by the group of bankers. Mean to say, when we replace the Bretton Woods system by the new system of exchange rate, means to say floating rate of exchange rate, in which each and every currency guaranteed by the respective government or the monetary authority, then the global financial system were based on, you can say, were in the hands of few bankers. Mean to say, it would be your central bank of the country or your government who will decide what will be the value of your respective currency. Mean to say, if they print more and more currency, the value will get reduced, and if they withdraw currency from the market, the value will increase. So that was the case there. So now the fiat money came into existence after the collapse of Bretton Woods system in 1971. So fiat money is what? Any currency which is backed by the guarantee, not asset. Any currency which is backed by the guarantee, not asset, like gold, silver, or any valuable things, right? So the currency is known as fiat currency. Next. Now we are moving towards the digital currency. Because there is a long debate going on across the world about the adaptation, about the presence, about the future of the digital currency in our today's market, right? So I have brought certain features, because in mains certain types of question may be asked from you. What are the features, what are the potential challenges, what are the potential benefits, what is the possible future of the digital currencies? So I will explain all the topics to you, and I will give you 2 questions just to write by yourself. So let's start with the discussion. Evolving the concept of digital currency, which is actually, I have made these handout notes in the form of question answer format, right? It's my own notes, and I will provide it to you also. So you can go through the notes and also try to do the questions, right? So these hand notes will be provided to you as well. Evolving the concept of digital currency, which is more decentralized and democratic in nature. Actually, it is said that it is more decentralized because there is no any monetary authority to control it, and this has a very democratic structure because anybody can use it for any type of transaction. That's why its structure is quite democratic in nature. No any country like America can put sanctions, like America recently has put certain sanctions on Russia, and that's why the ruble has declined, the value of ruble had declined there, right? So the structure is quite democratic in nature and has been gaining popularity among the opponents of fiat money, because there are some opponents of the fiat money because they don't believe on the fiat money system, saying that it is just a, you can say, value based system, depends on the guarantee given by the government. So it totally depends on the guarantee given by the government, and government can anytime just demonetize that currency by withdrawing its guarantee. So that's why there are some opponents of the fiat money, and they say that each and every country may try to manipulate the value of its own currency just to increase its export and imports. So the more you can say, the more liberal system, the more democratic system, right, is the you can say digital currency ecosystem. They consider the things such like that. Okay. So there are some proponents also, those who just give their reasons of adopting the digital currency. So first point is the transaction transaction cost is very low, right? So float of digital currency is based on P2P network, which facilitates use of digital currency as a medium of exchange at much lower cost than other modes of digital payment. But whenever you make any digital payment, it costs you every time, each and every time. For example, you just book a railway ticket, you do anything like that. So whenever you do anything, my dear, it costs always you in the digital mode of payment. No doubt we are being pursued by the government just to open a bank account and withdraw and deposit our hard-earned money into that account. But unfortunately, government is unable to explain that if you make a digital payment, why I am taking charges from you. And it is said that if government of India wants to switch to the digital economy or the cashless economy, the bank charges, the transaction fees, and the cost on transaction, whatever you can say, must be reduced or minimized, or even made to zero even, right? Because it will be just like a cheating with the Indian public. So exchange at much lower cost than other modes of digital payments. Real-time payment, let's talk about it better. There will be real-time payments. Real-time payments mean to say, I just give you an example, a short example. For example, you live in India. Sorry. You live in India and transfer money to the USA. So there is also a problem. You need Federal Reserve. Fed Reserve is the central bank of the USA, and there is a system, what you call Federal Reserve System, to be open. If you transfer money to the USA, and you will have to wait for that, and you can say within a couple of minutes, the rupee value and the dollar value fluctuates in the market. So that becomes quite impossible to just make a real-time payment when you talk about the current and present system of fund transfer for making any payment for import and export, whatever you can say, right? So if you adopt the digital value and digital currency, it will make the real-time payments, right? And it does not require central banking system to open, and also the time zone differences. There are time zone differences also. When there is a day in your country, there might be night in any particular country, and if you want to transfer the funds, you will have to wait for the system to be open. For example, SWIFT system is also there, which facilitated 24/7 system. Although things are there, but there is a fluctuation in the value due to the delay in payments. You can say there is a fraction of time, a fraction of minutes, fraction of hours can be there, which makes it difficult to transfer on the real time basis. So this is the thing. Next, let's talk about no central authorities there. But I am not just making you count the merits of that cryptocurrency. I am just telling you the features of digital currency, cryptocurrencies, whatever there is in market. I am talking about especially about private cryptocurrencies. So no central authorities there. So there is no any intervention of the central bank, and its supply is capped and no one can create unlimited crypto as per desire or need like bitcoins, which again mate is an investment in instrument also. ठीक है, you can say that कि there is a no central bank intervention. Central bank intervention is, you can say that government or central bank intervenes in the economy just to control the economic activities as per the desired way. So that's why the proponents of the cryptocurrency say that ki it is not a democratic in nature, right? Every country just try to increase its export, right? And you can say just try to make gains even in each and every transaction. So in that regard, we can say that interruptions by the central bank sometimes make it, you can say आप उसको कह सकते हो कि उनकी मनमानी चलती है वहां पर, and that's why it is not preferred by some people, and they say that if there is a cryptocurrencies option with us before us, so it can be an investment option also along with the medium of exchange, right? And there is a value of the cryptocurrency. Why there is always a value of the cryptocurrencies? Give me two reasons. I'm asking to everybody, let's make the class a bit interactive here. So I'm asking to everybody why there is a value of cryptocurrency. Can you give me two reasons? So let it be open to all. Three candidates are there only, though. Let it be open to all, no issues.
Sir, one of the reason is when its demand increases, its value also increases.
Why there is a huge demand? I'm asking that particular reason. Why does demand increase? Better just give me two points. Just put yourself as like consumer. Why do you purchase anything? Because it has some utility now. So what utility cryptocurrency brings for you? Any more idea? Anviti, somebody study high is there. Abhishek, any idea? Beta, you just said it very much correctly that there is a huge demand. That's why its price, there is a rise in the price of cryptocurrencies. No issues and all. But I was asking you about why does it have any value? So value, the reason behind the value is what? The first reason is what? It has a limited amount in quantity, or there is a limited edition of that cryptocurrency, because no one can issue, no one can generate what you call crypto mining. No one can mine more and more currency as per the desire or need, which happens in the case of the currencies published or issued by the central bank of a particular country. As per the need and requirement of the economy, they can generate more and more money by keeping minimum reserve with them. So that is the point which makes the difference, that there is a limitation. For example, you can mine cryptocurrency like Bitcoin to a certain limit. You cannot issue or you cannot generate as much as you can. So there is a value because thing is limited, and whatever is in limit, you can say what is limited or whatever is in limit has always a value. Second point is what? There is a belief that one day will come when the private cryptocurrencies will be in use everywhere, and government of the world across the world will legalize it. So there is a hope of that. That's why we just invest in the cryptocurrencies. Because whenever you invest in a particular thing or particular asset, money is also an asset. So you just think about its, you can say, value. Value means utility. For example, you invest in gold and silver. Why would you invest there? Yeah, why do you invest there? The thing is what? When you invest in gold and silver, you just have a hope like in the future it will drive me, or you can say it will bring you some capital gains or some capital appreciations in the value. That's why you invest in gold and silver. Similarly, you invest in the cryptocurrencies because there are two reasons. Firstly, there is a limited in nature, limited in amount. That's why it drives its value because of the supply factor. Second is what, there is a hope in among the public that one day will come, then this will be in circulation legally, right? So there is a legality of the idea. Impervious to attack, impervious to attack. Okay, it is impervious to attack because it is used, it is based on the widely distributed ledger, what you call blockchain technology. So no any cryptocurrencies can be counterfeited. You cannot make duplicates of the cryptocurrencies because heavy algorithms are used to just to mine a particular cryptocurrency, and the same is used and you can say recorded in a proper ledger format. So if I have the cryptocurrency, I transfer to somebody else and he transfer to you, then these all three, you can say, transfers and receivings will be recorded in the ledgers, what we call blockchain technology. That's why nobody can, you can say, just copy it or make it counterfeit or counterfeit, you can say, right? Volatility in exchange rate due to the speculations. Beta, cryptocurrencies are basically used for speculations, not for medium of exchange. It is not generally used as a medium of exchange across the world because the investors are there who just want to invest in it. It is their own belief that it will drive some value. It will the value of the cryptocurrencies will increase in the future, and that's why they put their hard-earned money in these cryptocurrencies as like investment. And there is also a point, whenever you just invest in the fixed income securities or share market or anywhere else like that, there is always a risk. But in the cryptocurrencies, it has been seen that, it has been normally seen that there is always a value appreciation, which made the people believe that we should invest in, right, in cryptocurrencies. But unfortunately, due to the COVID lockdown and the COVID period and the recession, COVID-led recession, we have seen there is a drop in the value also, right? So volatility in the exchange rate is also a feature of cryptocurrency due to the speculation in the sometimes asset bubbles. Is its value is relatively more volatile. Okay, so its asset value is also volatile. It is dependent on the demand and supply. I think it is understandable. Second thing, I have written a word, bubbles. What do you mean by bubbles here? Bubbles means making an artificial environment by just investing or purchasing any particular asset in the market just to create its market. For example, Harshat Mehta had purchased the shares of ACC Cement and made it rise. So that's why that particular event created a bubble, an asset bubble in the financial market. Similarly, in the 2017 and since 2017, even you can say people started investing in bitcoins and other type of cryptocurrencies, and that's why it created a demand in the financial market. Right? So there is a volatility in the price. It depends on the belief and the purchasing and demand and supply of the cryptocurrencies, and more factors there are. Surmise means skeptic environment. There are certain apprehensions about its misuse due to the anonymity of the transactions. No doubt there is an anonymity factor with cash also. If I transfer you cash, so nobody can recognize from where you get the cash. Okay, so there is also anonymity caused in the cryptocurrencies because cryptocurrency is totally based on the blockchain technology, and only IP address is there, from which IP address the cryptocurrencies were transferred to the which IP address, a particular IP address is also there, receiver's IP address to which you call. So there is an anonymity of the transaction, and that's why it can be used in terror financing, it can be used in money laundering, it can be used in making corruptions. Many things can be there. Mean to say the cryptocurrency use can be illegalized also. Next, this article has taken from the Hindu. I have written the source also. You can also go through this article because it is very much important. I feel like that from the examination point of view, because many things and many logics are given here. What is the possible, you can say, possible challenges before the government if the government adopts cryptocurrency? The crypto conundrum, you say it, the crypto conundrum. What is crypto conundrum? Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies may be scarce. Very nice, very correct. Right? Bitcoins and other currencies are scarce, but it is questionable whether they possess any use value or exchange value. This was the question which I asked in the beginning of the session. Use value or exchange value? Is there any use value or exchange value? A risky asset, a volatile investment. So this was an article. Actually, Use value means there is a utility. For example, you purchase crude oil. Why do you purchase crude oil? Because the same is used in vehicles, same is used in the companies, factories, many more like that. So everything has a utility, but what utility does this possess to you? Nothing. It is good for nothing. It is just a belief that it will rise, the price of it will rise in the future. It is just merely your belief, dear. There is a no use value. Second thing is what? Exchange value. Okay. What are the things that that determines your exchange value? Nobody knows, because it is just a haphazard system. So the Hindu has covered this article in which it is said that bitcoins and other private currencies have been on bull run recently. No issues, because during the pre-COVID period, you can see there was a surge in the demand of cryptocurrencies across the world. No, many new currencies have come into the existence also. Unlike previous one, currently it has witnessed the increasing participation of retail investors. Earlier, institutional investors were there, but in recent time we have seen also the increasing participation of retail investor, because people were gaining the confidence also. Since 2020, right? Since 2020, when the Supreme Court uplift a ban on the use of cryptocurrencies, which were put on its use by the RBI on April 6, 2018. So Supreme Court had made it allowed in the country just to use the cryptocurrencies, and nobody can restrain you from doing that. So RBI's circular ordinance was there, a circular issued by the RBI 2018 restricting the use of cryptos in the Indian market. Okay. Traffic in domestic cryptocurrency exchange in India. People again started investing in the cryptocurrencies because there was a positive news for them, and has grown many folds. Yet its future is unlikely to be bright as many believe it to be, right? So it is the perception of the government and perception of the, you can say, some of the people, some of the experts, some of the economists are there who constantly believing that there is no any likelihood of gain for the country, for the people, for the individual as well, in investing in cryptocurrency. And there is a speculative mania also, but a speculation activity is always there. Whenever you purchase, you just invest, there is a speculation activity. So if we allow private cryptocurrencies in our country, and the people is just, let's suppose people do not use it as like medium of exchange, they use it like they use it for the speculative motive that let's see what will happen in the future, will the price will up or down. So if you see like that, mean to say you are doing the speculative activity, and that is quite you can say bad for your country's economy, because then a day will come when the people will not like to deposit their money in the bank account, for example savings account or FDs, because there the interest rate is low or fixed in nature. And if you have if you get an opportunity to invest and just enhance or earn a huge amount or generous amount of fund in a short while, then you will start investing your money in the cryptocurrencies. And if this happen, then it will just make your system, make your economic system collapse, because whatever you deposit in bank or whatever you deposit in other investment opportunities, the money is used for the productive purpose. But when you start investing in the cryptocurrencies, mean to say, if the people start taking it for their speculative motive, then it will distort the economy as well. So this was a reason also why the government is not aspiring or desiring to let it be legal. Next, commodities such as oil and steel. Whatever you purchase, dear, oil and steel poses use value, because these assets are used into production of goods and other goods and services, you can say. Bitcoins and other cryptos may be scarce, but it is questionable whether they possess any use or exchange value. Like gold and silver have traditionally served as hedge against inflation. Why do we invest in gold and silver? But you can always observe when there is a uncertainty in the economy. For example, if there is a rising inflation in the economy, people start withdrawing their money from the fixed income security just to hedge inflation related risk, and they invest those money in the gold, silver or real estate, in which there is always a value appreciation. So that's why That's why traditionally served as hedge against inflation, what you call gold and silver. So they possess a fundamental value right from their use as jewelry, because gold and silver both have some use like jewelry. We can use them like jewelry or money. In short, Bitcoin does not possess any significant fundamental value to sustain their high price, right? So in short, we can say that unlike the gold and silver or any other commodity, Bitcoins doesn't possess, you can say, any fundamental value. They neither can be used. They neither can be used like any particular type of commodity, nor have any exchange value, right? Which is any exchange value means decided, like for example, your money, your Indian money INR has an exchange value because there is a monetary authority which controls its supply, so it just you can say manipulates its exchange value, and there is a guarantee of the government. That's why your money has exchange value. Similarly, gold, silver and other commodities, they have fundamental values, what you call use value. So there are two types of value: use value and exchange value. I just write the thing. We are talking about the value of your currency. So it can be of two types. One is called use value, okay? Other is called exchange value. But the exchange value is determined on the basis of, you can say, availability of anything, any particular commodity. Use value is determined on the basis of its potential use, potential use of the commodity. Potential use of the commodity. And in both regards, cryptocurrencies are failed. They are failed in both regards. So that's why it is not, you can say, suggested that you should invest in cryptocurrencies. The article was covered in the Hindu. Okay. And Hindus also said that yet many believe that rising prices of cryptocurrencies reflects their likely future value as accepted as currency. So there is a likelihood among the people that one day will come, it will be accepted as like currency by the governments and by the authorities. Then it will definitely have a value. That's why they invest in that. And it is only a speculative. They have only speculative motive, not just have, you can say, medium of exchange or anything else like that. They just invest just because of their speculative motive. And it is possible that investors are binding up for seeing a future in which it is widely accepted as currency. So that's why they are investing it, and they are in the cryptocurrencies. If the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins are going to challenge fiat currency like US dollars as a medium of exchange, and they would essentially be challenging authority of the government to print and spend. Okay, beta, let's suppose all the people in your country, sir, how to make it more safer, as it has its own drawbacks, like it can be used for terror financing rather than banning or regulating it. Dear, we can just adopt those currencies which are backed by the government, so that government could have better knowledge of transactions in which it is used, right? So there is a solution. We can adopt a government-backed cryptocurrency, what you call central bank digital currency. I'm just going to talk about that. But before that, I just want to clear all the points and all the logics. What are the possible merits and demerits of cryptocurrency, so that you could clear about the things to come. Study high, beta, your name is not correct. So kindly just mention your name also, so that I can call you by name. Dear, did you got my point or not? Have you any doubt? You may ask me right now, right in the class. No issues, all that. Okay. So actually the government, ये वाली line थी. So this line says that let's suppose कि in India, the people of India started using the cryptocurrencies as a medium of exchange. Then they will not use, you can say, I'm just talking about the private cryptocurrencies. So if the people of India switch their spending and consumption to the Bitcoins, then what will happen? They will not, you can say, use Indian rupee, INR. So if they will not use INR, then the monetary policy made by the central government, made by the central authority, monetary authority, what you call RBI, will not have any impact over the economy. Not only this, Not only this, because whenever government makes RBI to print currencies, sometimes for making the budgetary deficit finance, right? So for getting the budgetary deficit financed, our government of India asked to the RBI to print currencies, right? So if such thing happen now, the fiscal policy of the government and monetary policy of the RBI will become ineffective in the economy, because you switch to the cryptocurrencies. So whatever the repo rate RBI has increased or decreased, whatever the expansionary or the contractionary fiscal policy made by the government, these all things will have no any impact on the economy, and your economy will just will be in the hands of few people who just operate the cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, right? So if there is a rising inflation and you want to control it, you won't be able to do so, because you don't have any control on that, because the cryptocurrencies are not backed by any particular government, and it is just on a value belief system. It is just regulates, or you can say just operates on the value belief system. That's why it is advisable not to adopt private cryptocurrencies in your domestic economy, right? So you can write this, you can put this thing in your answer too. Next is what actually the government to fund their budget deficits, particularly during time of crisis such as current pandemic, when the tax revenue collections are unprecedentedly low. Their power to issue money reflects their power and influence in actuating economic activities. This must be clear to you, that whenever government wants to, you can say, determine your demand or manage the aggregate demand in the market, government tries to, you can say, actuate or influence the availability of liquidity in the market. So for doing so, government makes fiscal policy and RBI makes monetary policy. But if we adopt private cryptocurrencies, the government and the RBI will not be able to do so. This was the case. So fiat money allows central bank to control the money supply. Is it clear? Under the mandate of managing aggregate demand in the economy, right? Next is, this is not say that government are justified in their crackdowns against cryptocurrencies. It is also said that there is a fear in the mind of the government, that's why they are not letting it circulate, right? For example, China has recently imposed a complete ban on all cryptocurrencies and plans to issue its own digital currency. So altogether, we can say that private alternatives to fiat currencies offer people a greater choice in what currencies they choose to use as a medium of exchange. Because if you look in a neutral way, you will find that just allowing the private currencies to be circulated in the market, you are just giving people a choice to, you can say, right to choose in which currency they want to transact, what the things they want to purchase, in what the things they want to invest in, or spent in, you can say that. So you just give the choice to the people. But whenever you just impose or ban on the use of the cryptocurrency somewhere, you are just suppressing the freedom of choice. So it is said that governments and the central banks across the world have a doubt, and more than doubt, they have a skepticism, and more than that, they have a fear of the cryptocurrencies. The benefit of the free market competition, okay? The benefits of the free market competition in the money were elaborated by the economist Frederick Hayek, and he is the person who has written a book, Denationalization of Money. Because denationalization of money is what? Mean to say, if there is a money which is not backed by any guarantee or not backed by any central bank authority, known as the, you can say, democratic money or denationalized money, right? Competition between currencies to cater to the demand of the customer would ensure the fiat currency that are printed indiscriminately simply go out of use. And it is very much clear from the above discussion, if we adopt the private currencies, your fiat currency will go out of the circulation, which will again hamper the economic system of your country. So this whole article was covered in the Hindu. I have done so far, but if you have any doubt, question, query, you may ask me right now. Sir, will digital currency by government regulated by RBI cause crypto itself means a autonomous money, very nice, made by the blockchain technology. Also, if digital currency will be regulated, means that it will be just like bonds or fixed investment measures regulated by government by its monetary policy. Dear, no doubt if we have central bank digital currency, then it will be just like your INR. ठीक है, there are number of benefits are there. I will just I'm just going to tell you in a while. But there is also a problem. There is also a problem. I'll just give you an example. On the saving accounts provided by the banks, we get 3.5 to 4% interest rate. And suppose the government has just deregulated the use of cryptocurrencies, or even your central bank or central government has launched its own guaranteed cryptocurrencies in the form of central bank digital currency. Then what will happen? If people just you can say, instead of using as a medium of exchange, if the people use that money for their speculative purpose, there will be no any authority who will control the supply, who will control the things like what should be the possible limits, or what should be the maximum limit to which you possess the digital currency, to which you hold the digital currency. For example, being a person, if I hold 500 crore rupees of digital currency, so those 500 crore rupees I spend in digital currency will be just like an investment, because I just believe that there is a speculation in the market and there will be a rise in the market because of so many reasons. So in a similar way, your currency exchange rate fluctuates due to the change in the dollar supply or rupee supply, or the changing in the world environment or the world market. So there will be always fluctuation in the currencies market too, like the crypto central bank digital currency. And if you don't deposit your money in the bank accounts and in the fixed income securities, or you can say you just withdraw your money, and there is also a problem like that, on which ground it should be issued, on account basis or on token basis. For example, the money is just like token in your hands. It is a promissory note given by the Reserve Bank of India, promising to say that those who will be the bearer, I promise to pay the certain sum of amount which is written over there. So this is a RBI's proclamation, and that note is in the form of token money. And second thing is that the money can be issued in the account-based system, in which RBI keeps all the account of the holders. Many problems are there, dear. It will reduce the investment. It will just you can say wipe out you can say fund from the market for the government use, which will also the same fund is used by the governments in what welfare schemes and all that things are there, by making the fiscal policy, by making the deficit budget in the country. So everything will be impacted like that. I hope I just made you count certain points, dear Sagar. Many possibilities can be there, dear. Many possibilities can be there, no issues at all.